prisms. Okay, now prisms are a kind of 3D shape. So we're moving from 2 dimensions, flat stuff, into 3 dimensions, things which have like length and breadth and height. So they take up space. Okay. Now prisms are a particular kind of solid shape that you've learnt about. You've been learning about them since year 7, actually. So let's see if we can draw some and then come to an explanation of what a prism is. Okay. So let me draw one for you. Here you go. That's a square. I'm calling it a square. But if I do this, here's my prism. To help you see it a little clearer, because this is it's not see-through, so I'm going to put some dotted lines on here.
All day. I've been thinking it's Friday. That's clear.
So just so you can see the edges of it that are not on the front of the shape, I'll put them in here. There you go. Now you can see what's going on. Okay, there you go. Oh, it's so clear now, right? Okay, there you go. That's a square prism. That's a square prism. Let me draw another one for you. I'll draw it in a different orientation this time. How about, here we go. Here's a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to extend it. We'll go downwards this time. Here we go. There you go. There's another prism. And again, just to make it a little easier to see. Oh, I should have been further up this way. Sorry. That's a bit better. I'll put in, there's an edge there, and I think that's all the edges. Okay. So here you go. Here are a couple of prisms. Now my question to you is, what makes a prism a prism? You can probably draw a few more. In fact, we will draw a few more. What kind of, how can we describe it? Yeah, Marcus, do you want to have a go?
What?
Do you want to have a go at
3D shape.
Okay, so the first thing we need to definitely have is it's got to be 3D. If it doesn't exist in 3 dimensions, it definitely cannot be a prism. Okay, but there's lots of 3D shapes that exist that aren't prisms, right? So what's special about these guys? Yes.
Side view is always a rectangle.
Oh, okay. So let's go on. Let's say side view. Okay. Now this is important. This is important. If you have a look on this way or that way, you will see a rectangle. That's important. Okay. Yeah.
Can I go to the building?
You can wait until when I'm done.
That's okay.
So from side view, you get a rectangle.
Not all the time.
Well, depends like what you mean by side view, right? But I mean, if you come in and you have a look from this angle, on this you will get a rectangle, right? And here, if you came and looked on it from that sort of angle, looking that way, you will see a rectangle as well. Anything else? Anything else?
There's edges.
There are lots of edges. There are lots of edges. And actually, that's kind of important. There can't be any curvy bits. No curvy
What about
bits.
a cylinder? Oh,
Yes,
a cylinder.
a cylinder is a cylinder, not a prism, which is interesting. It's kind of very, very close. I suppose we should say lots of straight edges. Straight edges. Tom?
So if it's like a triangle prism, there'll be like 2 triangles in it.
Say that again. Say that again
So
slowly.
like if it's like a triangular prism, there'll be 2
So this guy here, which is a triangular prism, what about it?
there'll be 2 triangles in the
Okay. Now, this is starting to get at the important idea. This is a triangular prism. I said before this is a square prism, right? With the triangular prism, let me see if I get this right. Tom said, rightly, there are 2 triangles. You can see them there, right? Here's one of them, up the top. There's one. Okay. And where's the other one? It's on the, if this is the top, then that's the bottom, isn't it? So there you go. There's another triangle, okay? Now, I'm going to go after this because I think this is the key, okay? In fact, I think there is more than just 2 triangles here. I think there's a whole bunch of them. If you cut across this shape, you'll get a whole bunch of triangles. You make lots and lots of triangles. If you can imagine it kind of like a, if this was a triangular prism loaf of bread, and you cut it into slices, every slice will be the same shape as those 2 triangles that Tom picked out, right? Now, those instead of slices, okay, we have a more specific phrase for that, which is you're cutting across. Okay, you're cutting across. So we call it a cross section. Okay, a cross section. So this is really the most important thing about the prism. Okay, the cross sections are all the same shape. in the case we just talked about, they're all the same triangle, over and over and over and over again. Okay, and they have to be polygons. So that's why we were saying before, the cylinder is not a prism, because if you cut it across, you get your slices. The slices are not polygons, are they? What are they? I'll turn it off in a second. Okay. If you slice a cylinder, you'll get circles. Okay. Now, by the way, that shouldn't be surprising, because the word prism is actually it's from a Latin word for saw. No joke. Okay. So, well, I brought it just to show you. Okay. So that's funny, because I got it from school, so it's definitely around within schools. Get that? Prism means to saw. That's what the word actually means. Okay? And the idea is that you can take these kinds of shapes and you can saw them across and you'll get the same kind of cross section. Okay? Does that make sense?